Prime Minister Narendra Modi has set out an ambitious target of winning 400 Lok Sabha seats for the NDA. Can the NDA achieve it? The BJP-led NDA faces a tough fight from regional parties in some of the key states, especially vulnerable yet crucial states like Bihar and Maharashtra. Now, both these seats account for 88 seats. That's 8 seats more than UP, which contributes the largest number of seats to the parliament. Now, the BJP's mantra right now seems to be to regain, attain and maintain. But what about the India bloc? Joining me to discuss this are senior journalist Renni Abraham and my colleague Brijesh Pandey. Renni, Bihar, Maharashtra, we've discussed this in the past as well. Big cause of concern for the BJP? 88 seats, alliances still being formed?
Certainly. And tactical maneuvers being employed already,
Right.
particularly if you look at Bihar.
Yes.
They have strategically chosen to deploy Chirag Paswan
Yes.
to square up against Tejasvi Yadav. I mean,
Right.
that's the first, loud action that one can see from
Right.
out of Bihar. And that has been done strategically to
Yes.
cut down the RJD
Right.
impact in
Yes.
forthcoming Lok Sabha.
Right. But Brijesh, Maharashtra's a bigger cause for concern, is it not?
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you look at both these states, why the BJP is going all guns blazing is because in Bihar, along with the alliance of JDU, they had won 39 out of 40.
Right.
And in Maharashtra, they had won 41 seats out of 48.
Right.
So if there's a significant dip in these two states,
Yes.
it wreaks havoc with the 370 numbers which the Prime Minister, the target which the Prime Minister has set
That's
for its
right.
cadre and the leaders.
Yes.
But the biggest problem with Maharashtra, which is happening right now, Sandeep, is that despite so many permutation and combination in play,
Yeah.
despite the fact that the Shiv Sena has been vertically split into like 70% going to Eknath Shinde and 30% to Uddhav
Uddhav.
Thackeray, and
Right.
NCP also similar way. The
Right.
BJP is still not very sure and confident
Yes.
that they will be able to win, or the coalition will be able to win or repeat the performance of last time.
Right.
And that is the reason why we saw the kind of treatment which was meted out
Yes.
or accorded to Raj Thackeray in Delhi, where he went, he was picked up by Vinod Tawde, went and sat
Yes,
next to
absolutely.
Amit Shah, which is like the as top as you can get.
Too many cooks spoil the broth. I mean, you're looking at two coalitions in Maharashtra. You have the MVA with 3 partners, you have the NDA with 3 partners, and now you have a 4th partner, the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi. Prakash Ambedkar has joined the MVA, and Raj Thackeray has jumped into the NDA camp. So, I mean, how long are these maneuverings going to continue?
I think there's also one thing which we are getting to know from the ground is that unlike last time,
Yeah.
this time the difference or the margin of votes is not going to be phenomenal.
That's
so
right.
we are not looking at barring few seats
Yes.
that the difference is going to be like 2 lakh vote or 3 lakh vote.
Right.
And that is the reason why there is a engineering and there's a re-engineering
Right.
on every single seat possible, because BJP,
Yes.
apart from the mega confident show that they put up, BJP
Right.
is also acutely aware of the fact that that the Shiv Sena Shinde is not getting the kind of support they had initially
Right,
thought.
right.
They fear the maneuverings of Sharad Pawar, who's a legend in Indian
Yes,
politics.
yes.
And that is the reason why even if it comes to one seat where you can run a Thackeray versus Thackeray kind of
Yes.
situation, pitting Raj Thackeray against Uddhav Thackeray,
Right.
and trying to eat into that vote bank.
Right.
This is the reason why BJP is so overtly worried, because
Right.
otherwise, if you look into the catchment areas, BJP is right now at the apogee in almost every state.
Yes.
Rajasthan 25 out of 25, Gujarat
Right.
26 out of 26, Delhi 7 out of 7. So where are
Right.
you going to win these seats?
Right.
So the bigger challenge right now is to make sure that you retain your last performance. And
retain.
herein lies the imbroglio which they are facing with their
Therein lies
ally
the
partners.
imbroglio. And Renni, Maharashtra was once a stronghold of the BJP Sena, and now in the last 5 years there have been splits and splits and splits, and now today you're looking at what Brijesh just described as the western disturbances, right? This huge state with 48 seats, which no one's really sure which way it's going to go, and Shinde is not getting the kind of numbers that he's projected to. But explain for us this last minute entry of Raj Thackeray into the NDA and Prakash Ambedkar into the Mahavikas Aghadi.
There you are. That's the latest move that has happened in Maharashtra's politics for the forthcoming Lok Sabha.
Right.
And trust you me on this, the BJP within the party is experiencing a lot of anger, and particularly because the
Right.
seat that he is likely to be offered being South Mumbai,
South Mumbai.
as a
Very
you know, as they've
prestigious
been
seat.
talking.
Yes.
Sorry. And, you know, what has caused a lot of angst is the fact that this particular seat had been always nurtured and is believed to be the headquarters of the Sangh.
Right.
You know, and so
Yes.
from where Jaivanti Ben Mehta used to be the elected BJP
Right.
member of parliament till
Right.
1999,
Right.
and thereafter with the Shiv Sena alliance,
Yes.
twice the seat went to the Shiv Sena because
Right.
the BJP was in alliance,
Yes.
and they had to succumb to arm twisting by the Shiv Sena every
Right.
time.
Right.
If I may add to what Brijesh was saying, see,
Yes.
the last two Lok Sabha elections, we saw the BJP and the Shiv Sena
Yes.
fighting in an alliance.
Right.
The only time they fought against each other
Yes.
was immediately after the 2014 Lok Sabha elections,
Yes.
when for the state assemblies, they fought against each other.
Right.
The BJP then had been able to secure 122 MLAs,
Yes.
whereas the Shiv Sena was able to secure 63 MLAs,
Right.
in a straight fight against
Yes.
the BJP. And a couple of years later, they once again fought, although they were in an alliance government, they fought against each other for the BMC elections, the
Yes.
Brahan Mumbai Municipal Corporation elections, where the Shiv Sena had this edge over BJP,
Right.
having bagged 85 corporators
Yes.
seats, and the BJP got 83. So,
Right.
when they fight against each other, it is a very neck and neck battle.
Yes, it is a neck and neck battle. But I must tell you this, Brajesh, about 2 years back, Renni and me were having this very interesting conversation in a hotel. You remember that, Renni? A
Yes,
politician had
yes.
organized a party in South Mumbai, and we were guests there, and there were components of all the 4 parties that we spoke about in that. It was an MVA government. There was a BJP there. Shiv Sena was there. All of these, a lot of these gentlemen that you just mentioned were in that party, and nobody had the slightest inkling that 8 days later there would be a surgical strike and that government would collapse and there would be another government literally created overnight. But that's how I think the BJP has kind of been working in the last few years. But, interesting parallels with the India Shining Movement of 2004. If you remember, Brijesh.
Yeah, absolutely.
BJP went in without key allies. It didn't have the DMK, it didn't have the PMK, it didn't have the Ram Vilas Paswan on their side. They lost that election. You think Mr. Modi is being doubly sure in 2024 not to repeat those mistakes?
I wouldn't compare it with 2004 because, there's been a tectonic shift in the fortunes of the BJP, the electoral might of the BJP and the acceptance and the popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Right.
He is the most popular political leader, after in the last 20-30 years.
Possibly, and much bigger than what Vajpayee was even in his
there's
peak.
just no comparison. There's
Right.
just no comparison between the two of them.
Right.
He's the biggest BJP leader till date. The second thing is, I think what is happening is that what the Prime Minister is trying to do is by setting up an ambitious target of 370,
Yes.
he wants to, he wants this to be his swan song.
Right.
And he does not want to lose even a single seat
Right.
to any kind of squabbling or,
Right.
we could have allied with X, we could have gotten 2 more seats.
Yes.
He doesn't want to leave that to chance. And that
Right.
is the reason why, for somebody like Nitish Kumar,
Right.
who had said what not to Prime Minister Narendra Modi
Yes.
and Amit Shah,
Right.
and whether you will get my DNA checked and all that,
Right.
we all are well aware of.
Right.
He did not hesitate even for a single second to get him back into the alliance,
Right.
which was vociferously
Yes.
protested by the regional outfit.
And don't forget Chandrababu Naidu.
Absolutely, Chandrababu Naidu. They
called
parted
him,
on such bitter
yeah,
note, but they came back immediately after
absolutely,
that.
yes.
So the Prime Minister is not leaving anything to chance. He wants this to be like, he wants to go as a leader who turned the electoral back on
Right.
the anti-incumbency factor. He's like,
Right.
this was the politician who just acted on a pro-incumbency. He kept on winning more seats
Yes.
than the last time.
Absolutely.
Last time it had won.
Pro-incumbency, we've never heard of this. I just wrote about it yesterday.
And this is the reason why,
Right.
he wants to make sure that every single seat counts. And that is the reason why, we are seeing such kind of maneuverings which are happening. He also is aware, however, of the fact that embarrassment is not that he will lose the election.
Yes.
Embarrassment is that if he doesn't get his strategy
The
right in
numbers.
Maharashtra and all,
Yes.
and if he gets less seat than
Yes.
what he got in 2019,
Right.
that would be a big embarrassment for the BJP,
and-
especially for Prime Minister.
And earlier in the day, you had the PMK coming together with the BJP. And this is another example of a party that was violently opposed to the BJP. And they've said all kinds of things about Prime Minister Modi. But as you correctly pointed out, Brijesh, this is not just politics. I would say it's real politics.
If you look at the BJP and BJP's politics, see, the cadre can say anything or the spokesperson
Yes.
because they have to say certain things. But if you look at their politics, The first and the biggest shock came when BJP allied with PDP.
Yes.
This shows that how clear they are
Right.
when it comes to coming to power,
Coming
how
to power.
ruthless they are.
Right.
You know, because the Vajpayee was not comfortable, who's considered to be a soft Hindutva.
Yes.
And Prime Minister is considered to be the mascot of hardest Hindutva you can get.
Right. Right.
And you know, they did not even hesitate for a second to come to PDP, which even Vajpayee was not that sure that, you know,
Yes.
called them soft militant and things like that.
BJP,
A BJP,
government.
PDP command,
I mean,
who would have thought?
Who would
So
have
that
thought,
is the
exactly.
reason why, you know, he's just wants to make sure that when he comes to the third term,
Yes.
it should be BJP somewhere in that range, 330 to 370, and NDA alliance somewhere touching the 400 mark. So
Right,
that is exactly what he wants to do.
Renni, these numbers look realistic. 370, 400 plus for the NDA. The Prime Minister setting these targets. As Brijesh says, he wants to retire on a high note. I don't believe he's retiring yet. There's probably going to be a Modi 4.0, but that's 5 years from now. But Renni, coming to you.
Yeah, let me put it this way to you. There is a small little joke that's going around. You know,
Right.
okay, that like as always happens in the BJP, the big two leaders,
Yes.
Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah, sit together and they plan out and chalk out the next
Right.
strategy of where they have to go. Or even, you know, right after the 2019 Lok Sabha, for example, they sat together and said, okay, abhi kiska hisab karna hai. You know, that's
Right.
how they take it in a structured manner.
Yes.
If I may just quickly, you know, go to what Brijesh was saying. Like I was explained this in detail about
Right.
why they did a alliance with the PDP in
Yeah.
Kashmir. You know, as I was told, while people keep blaming them and saying, oh, how could you ally with PDP? What they simply tell you is, look, we had zero presence in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes.
And that was the whole gambit, that
Yep.
we entered into an alliance with PDP, made a presence, and look today. I mean, in Jammu and Kashmir, if you
Yes.
see the majority of Gram Panchayat presidents elected are all BJP. You
Yes.
know, so that is the political strategy of the BJP. Similarly, they did it with Mayawati, Behenji in Uttar
Yes.
Pradesh. Again, they were jilted after two years by Behenji. But what that gave them was a lay of the land of
Yes.
UP and being able to better understand it. And
Right.
therefore, in 2017,
Yes.
Amit Shah was designated to tackle UP. He went over there and said, we are going to eliminate caste from the
Right.
whole equation of politics in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
And that is what he was able to achieve. You know, otherwise the
Right.
MY factor, as whether
Yes.
it was Mulayam Singh Yadav or Nitish Kumar in Bihar, that was always the, you know, caste-based politics that ruled the roost there. So they
Right.
eliminated that out of the equation, and we are seeing Yogi Adityanath in his second term now.
Right.
So coming back to the joke I was talking about is that they say, ki, look, the BJP sat together and they realized, okay, look, we are going to come in for a third term without a shred of doubt.
Right.
So what next? So
Right.
that's the joke. कि तो कुछ मीठा हो जाए. So let's try to build a new narrative of 370. You know, that is how the joke
Right.
goes. And I mean, if you consider it, because
Right.
370 and 400 plus
Yes.
sounds too astounding and unrealistic
Yes.
assumption politically.
Yeah, 400 is that number that seems almost unachievable, Brijesh. And when we were
Absolutely.
kids growing up in the 80s, 414 Rajiv Gandhi
Rajiv
was
Gandhi.
like an unachievable, unattainable figure. And today the Prime Minister's 400 par, you know. But that's all we have time for this evening. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me. Renni, Brijesh,
Thank you.
Great insights as always. Ally trouble for the BJP, but not when Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah are maneuvering to get 400 seats for the NDA and 370 seats for the BJP. Realpolitik at its finest. Thanks for watching.
Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.